Hello fellow Helldivers, Thornton here, and as we continue to fight into the gloom, well, there is some new information about the Illuminate and some communications that they are going to be sending out. We're going to go over everything that you need to know about that today, but without further ado, let's jump into the news. So Helldivers, today we're going to be talking all about the Illuminate because, well, they've been a little lackluster, but before we go into that, I did want to say there was some leaks about the current level cap being increased from level 150 to 200. It looked like you were going to need like 14 million XP at certain points to go up some levels. Well, Ironsights did let us know that the previous values were likely placeholders to prevent people from breaking the current 150 level cap, and then showed us the actual levels right there, and it's much more manageable. It's about a little bit more than a million XP per level going up. We still don't know when they are going to increase the level cap, but something you guys just probably want to be aware of. It is looking like we will get new progression in the future. Now, along with that, like I said, we're going to talk about the Illuminate today, and since their introduction about 5 months ago, we only have the base enemy units. We haven't seen any upgrades to them whatsoever, although that being said, the Maria black hole is continuing to move towards super Earth causing destruction, and Ironsights let us know about some new stuff about when we could actually be seeing an upgraded fleet force. The first thing he let us know is that there is going to be an Illuminate gravitational monolith, and the Illuminate will charge monoliths with dark fluid to harness gravitational energy, allowing them to manipulate the gravity of other celestial bodies. What he's showing right there is actually something already in the game. There's just no image for it right now. But what he did also give us some additional information is when Alberto asked any information on how this will affect gameplay or the story, he said it seems like it may be used to manipulate the movement of planets. Who knows, they may even manipulate the rotational speed of a planet, causing it to turn into a more glacial scorched biome, which is interesting because we do know about some stuff that we've talked about in videos before about Illuminate lava, so they definitely do have the ability to terraform planets. The other thing, and this is probably going to tie more into the other units coming in, is the Illuminate intergalactic network node, and it says right here, the structures on this planet allow the Illuminate to communicate outside the galaxy, which is probably part of their larger force. The question is, when is that larger force coming in, and what can we be expecting? Was some additional things found in the game files in those subtitle units though, and the first one is going to be that all you need to know, which is the Coretta Kelly broadcast. It said, "This is Coretta Kelly with all you need to know. The Illuminate fleet dwarfs initial estimates, confirming Ministry of Intelligence predictions. Earth is now fighting on 3 fronts for the first time since the First Galactic War. CO1 permits have been issued to bolster ranks." If you didn't know, this is when like the ability to procreate, make more Helldivers, it got like taken away a couple months ago. It's back now. Anyways, the Hearty Hovel debuts new fried rib. Pizza Rito. Initial reception is unanimously divisive. And that is all you need to know. Now, obviously, we got a bit of information there about the Illuminate and how its fleet dwarfs initial estimates. And then there is a third subtitle where it gets a little bit more interesting, where it says, "It is as we feared, Helldiver. The better part of the Illuminate have remained trapped outside the galaxy. They cannot be allowed to return." So obviously, the Illuminate faction is about to see a big buff, which makes sense. We just got brand new bug types with the Predator strains. The Automatons have the new fire units. And there was this interesting theory time that was posted on Helldivers where a user went ahead and said the full Illuminate faction will come once the Penrose device is active because they'll realize how much time Super Earth bought itself. Why else would the most recent patch been so large? The Illuminate units are now in the files just waiting for the Vanguard fleet to, if not start losing them, simply not be enough. And it was actually removed because it was discussing leaked images, which interestingly enough, I don't think the user actually meant to leak anything. And there was a couple of misconceptions in there because, well, actually the Illuminate have been in the files for a very long time. And with the Maria black hole moving closer and closer to Super Earth, it now looks like it's going to be the time that the Illuminate get that upgrade to go alongside the automatons and the bots. In fact, Ironsights posted something not too long ago talking about astral rifts and warp gates. It's an Illuminate spawner used exclusively by Illuminate cultists during rituals. Functions for these have been in the files ever since release, and the name of them changed a lot throughout the files. They've been called astral rifts, quantum rifts, warp gate. There are audio files of divers saying open warp gate to democracy. Now, the reason that this is so important is the other day the devs actually did a Q&A session and they were showing off some footage and they accidentally actually leaked one of the warp gates in the background right here that you can see in-game on the dev build. So this seems to be like right around the corner basically at this point, and would explain on how the Illuminate are bringing in their main fleet. In fact, there was another one by Ironsights where he talked about the Stargate Nexus, and it has specifically to do with the space-time fluctuations all across the galactic map. The Stargate Nexus is a device used by the Illuminate to warp across multiple planets planets, it allows them to cover lots of territory very fast. The Stargate Nexus is tied to the Illuminate capital planet in some way. It is either stored on the planet or the planet is the Stargate Nexus, and it may be linked to the Klendath 2 event in some way. If you didn't know, we covered Klendath 2 just the other day, so you can go ahead and check that out. But the reason that's interesting is it could be another reason on why the Vanguard fleet is now being brought in to go ahead and help. And when this does drop, if you think the automatons or the bugged predator strains are bad, this is going to be a whole nother level. One is going to be the illusionist that comes in. This is an image of it from Helldivers 1, and this thing, Iron Sights was actually able to show us one of its attacks and how it works in game, so I'll go ahead and play that clip right here. Now, along with that, there's also going to be the summoner that has this like lightning chain whip kind of thing, and is going to be an absolute menace. The abilities and attacks for the summoner are now currently in the files, which we just went over that, stuff is in the files. It's one of the main heavy cultist units. They participate in rituals contacting ancient forces. During these rituals, they summon ghouls to aid them in combat, so another enemy type. Although they could have been replaced with the vote list, it's not sure yet. And the images shown here are the spawn effect for the summoner along with the old model. Upon spawning in, they will send out arcs of purple lightning. This is going to be a combat foe unlike anything we've yet seen in Helldivers, and if you thought the Illuminate were an easy breeze right now on level 10, it's not going to be that way much longer. All that being said, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover in today's video. We're going to go ahead and jump into community clips now. Don't forget to submit your own to me at Thornton Smash on Twitter, but without further ado, let's roll it.
-2 minutes. Calling in reinforcements. Today! Out of ammo! Throwing grenade! Reinforcement budget running low. Request approved. Reinforcements on the way. Point me to the enemy.
Let me know down below, fellow Helldivers, what are your thoughts on the Illuminate, and will they become a more vicious enemy in the near future? Also, don't forget to check out this video right here where I cover more news on Helldivers 2 on the daily, and until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Keep spreading managed democracy.